I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media. We're back again for our community update. We've got Aaron Jensen from the city of Waupaca and Eric Bailey from the Waupaca Area Public Library joining us. And I'll let Aaron give a little introduction to Eric.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. So Ron could not join us today, and it worked out well because Eric is on his third day, right? August 3rd, and he's still with us.
Hasn't been scared away yet.
Yeah, that's great. So Eric's our new library director. He comes all the way from Illinois, where he was a library director for a decade. Brings a ton of good experience with him. We're super excited to have him as a part of the city and be a community leader here. And Eric's actually, although he comes from Illinois, he's actually from Waupaca and is a graduate from here. So I'll let Aaron say a little bit about that.
Yeah, class of 1998, Waupaca High School graduate. So was raised in Waupaca. I'm really excited to be back. Waupaca Library was always when I went into library science, this was the library that had really inspired me to do that. I remember going to as a kid and really loving. So I always kind of had in the back of my mind that as a career goal that if I could ever have the chance to be the director at the Waupaca Area Library, that would be a wonderful thing. As a library that I grew up with, that I have a great deal of affection for. So really excited to be here, thrilled to be back in the community, hoping to be here for many years to come.
Well, if you've hit that career goal, you got to stay. We're keeping you.
It's early. And
so while we're talking to you, the library's got a unique event coming up next week, Thursday. What's that?
That is a very unique event. We're going to be doing live action Monopoly. So a lot of work going into that. That's going to be on August 11th at 2 p.m. Out in front of the library and City Hall. And I have been tasked with playing Mr. Moneybags, the Monopoly guy. So I think I'm going to take a pass on trying to match the mustache. Monopoly, Mr. Moneybags has a pretty impressive mustache. I don't think I can pull that off. He's got the full handlebar.
I think you should give it a shot. Just saying.
Speaking of other big events,
we'll see. I don't know as it's long enough.
So speaking of other big events next week, it is the primary election, Aaron.
Yeah, Sandy and Barb, our clerk and deputy clerk, have done a bunch of work over the last couple of weeks in getting ready for that election. A reminder, that election is held for city residents at the Recreation Center, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. are when polls are open. And it is the partisan primary election. So just a reminder.
Too many offices to list that are on this one. It's a full 2-page ballot.
It is a full ballot. So the only thing we want to remind people is that you have to select your party that you're voting for, and then you've got to stick with that party across the ballot. So if you select, for example, the Republican Party, and then you vote for a Democratic candidate, then that just doesn't count. So just so everyone understands that, and obviously vice versa. So that hopefully we get a good turnout at the polls. We have had the last few elections, and we're excited to see everyone who shows up at the rec center next Tuesday.
And speaking of the rec center or Parks and Rec, fall and winter program registration started August 1st. We'll let you bring the gloom and doom that fall and winter are coming soon.
Oh, I know. We were just talking about this at our personal household. But the exciting thing is fall programs are starting. I know a couple of the marquee programs for the Park and Rec Department are youth volleyball, youth flag football. Those things are usually associated with the start of school. So I was even surprised to hear the other day that those registrations are now open as of this week. So parents, if you have children, I think ages 2nd through 6th grade, I believe, go on ActiveNet Park and Rec website, and you can sign your kids up for those programs right now. And I think there's a couple other programs that you'll see on there.
Some other good news with the parks system is the splash pad project at Swan Park continues to inch forward, and I know you want to give an update where that sits right now.
It is. So we and our past director, Andrew Whitman, did a ton of work with the Friends of Waupaca Parks. And this was a huge effort from a fundraising standpoint. The city is giving half, 50% of the dollars towards the project, and then the rest has been fundraised. And we got it came in two bid packages. The second bid package came a little higher than we expected, which honestly, in today's environment, was
expected
maybe. And the Friends of Waupaca Parks group did an unbelievable job, and the community support we have is crazy. They did a last push, a 30-day fundraising blitz to kind of close the gap on what our funding gap was, and they just in that short amount of time they raised an additional $45,000 for the project, and we're going to be able to get that project done as planned without cuts. And we're expecting to bring that last bid package for approval August 16th at that council meeting. And you can expect to see construction start very, very quickly after that, within a week of the approvals of those bid packages. So,
and is it expected that this will be ready and complete to use right away next summer?
yeah, should be ready to go with kind of correlating with our parks opening, which is that May time frame. So yeah, we're excited. And just as a reminder, that's new playground equipment, both for like younger kids and the older kids. There's kind of two different playground areas with port-in-place surface, handicap accessible, very nice facility, and then a splash pad, and then new couple family bathroom facilities that will be right out there by the splash pad and playground. And that's actually required to have it within that vicinity per splash pad codes and such. So it'll be an awesome amenity.
That's one improvement to some public city space, and another one's on City Square thanks to a T-Mobile grant in front of the City Hall Library. And I know Eric wanted to touch on that project, as there were some approvals on that with City Council last night. You're muted.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah, that was approved at the City Hall Council meeting last night. That's going to be some additional seating and tables, as well as some additional games and materials for the community, all of which will be mobile and movable out on the green space there. So it's enhancing the space, it's making it more flexible, increasing the number of uses for that, while still preserving that amazing green gathering area right at the heart of the community.
If anyone's been out there lately, hopefully they've seen all the grass growing back, and it's looking a lot nicer now. And yeah, again, this project done will really improve it.
Yeah, the flowers, the plantings are all beautiful. It looks really good out there.
And then as we head into August, it's time to start thinking budget for 2023 already, Aaron.
Yeah, so we just mentioned that we're going to bring those bids on August 16th. Another thing happening at the August 16th, they're actually immediately after the regular council meeting. During a committee of the whole meeting will be our first of 5 budget workshops. And that first one is capital improvement planning. So we'll be going through our 5-year capital improvement plan, where kind of our projects this year and where those costs, a summary of where those have come in compared to what we have budgeted, and then what we're looking at for immediate projects and then into the future, and taking a look at the impacts of all of that. So we're looking forward to starting that budget process, which, is one of the more or most important things that our staff and city council work on together. So we'll look forward to doing that. And if anyone's interested, we encourage them to come to those meetings. So,
and they can also watch them live on Facebook to hear it word by word what's going on as well.
Absolutely.
And the last thing I want to touch on this week, it is I believe the final Summer Nights concert event for the series.
Yeah, it is. And if you haven't been down there, they're awesome events. So it's at South Park. The final one is tonight. I heard the musician, and I'm blanking on the name, but it's coming from Minneapolis, Twin Cities area. I've heard very, very good things about him. And I have stopped by very briefly at one earlier this summer, and it is a great atmosphere, great music, tons of people. Really just kind of brings out that community gathering feeling. I texted my wife. We are committed to checking this one out tonight.
Dan Rodriguez is the musician tonight.
Awesome. Thanks for the reminder there. So yeah, we hope to see people down at the park tonight, and I think the rain is supposed to clear up by mid-afternoon. So.
Well, Aaron, thanks for trying the update. Eric, nice to meet you. Welcome, and hopefully we see you again on day 4.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I'm having a lot of fun.